Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight, this morning, this evening, whenever you're watching, we are playing what will most likely be the finale of the One Ring, A Curious Missive for Rivendell. And with me are my fantastic players as usual, and because I can't see the overlay, I will start with Ben, who is to the left of me.
Hello, I am Ben, and I am playing Sigrun, daughter of Sigrid. I am a princess of, not Dale, the other one.
Yeah, it's Dale.
It is Dale, yeah,
Barding.
it is Dale. Barding, yeah. I'm a princess of Dale.
There you go. And Odun, tell us about you and your character.
Hello, I'm Odun. This evening I will be playing Giles Butterbear, a humble post person of Bree, who just likes delivering the mail.
Next up is Aaron.
Hello everybody, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Dace, son of Derek, a ranger of the north and a treasure hunter.
Roger.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Robin Burrows, the finest potato salesman the Shire has to offer. I'm a hobbit of the Shire, and I'm a treasure hunter.
See,
Treasures potatoes.
I would deny that. I think you're a rubbish potato salesman because you have never sold a single potato.
You mostly seem to eat potatoes.
You are the worst potato salesman.
Hey, I sell a lot of potatoes, just not you lot.
Fair. And finally, Pete will be joining us later as Vidar Onewarg. But he'll find out about that later. So last time, I believe you crossed into a fen area where you found a lost village in ruins. You were attacked by wargs. You quite viciously slaughtered them with relative ease, except for a few nibbles here and there. And then made your way towards the last bridge. Finding it being patrolled, you decided to ford the river Orwell somewhere lower down, which went quite successfully, but cost you a bit of time. And since then, you have been traveling through a very dark, very dreary, very angry-seeming wood, as you try to skirt beyond the road to get to Rivendell. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, we were just coming up on the woods. That was the last stretch before the fords leading to Rivendell.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking about maybe jumping out of the woods and going, ha-ha, surprise, and ambushing anybody that was going to stop us. It was that or sneaking past on the sly. But as I understand it, the loud water is difficult at this point.
You can do either of those things.
It's difficult
Dace,
at most points.
Yeah. Dace still votes for trying to sneak past because he thinks that based on our current party composition, fighting the Black Rider would probably end in several of your deaths. But, he's comfortable going either direction.
Definitely like this sneaking plan.
Yeah, if the dude doesn't want to fight, then I don't want to fight either.
Well, he'll
I don't want to
fight
anyway.
Dace will fight, but he just doesn't think you guys are all going to live through it.
I don't particularly like that prognostication. I think we should continue.
He raises a good point, to be honest, doesn't he?
I don't. I've got to deliver this letter. I can't do that if I'm dead.
Be letting anything happen to Jeffrey, I'll say, patting my pony.
But the forts are brewing and are still our best bet.
We gotta make the ford. There's no clever way across that river.
Really
It's
isn't.
not the fords.
I mean, I've heard that you can ride
No.
the river down towards Dale, but you can't really ride it up.
Well,
It gets
that's
quite
not-
fierce when you get
that's
up into
not
the
how
high
rivers
pass.
work. They only go one way.
I think we stick to the edge of the Darkling Woods, just out of sight of the road, and then as we come to the river,
scoop up directly north.
And hit the ford quick.
Sounds like a
there
plan.
has been one slight problem as you've been walking and talking about this, going through the room.
Oh, that's right. The woods are bastard, isn't it?
The woods themselves seem to slowly feel like, at least, they're converging in on you as you go. It's dark and dreary in here. It's gloomy, and more you found yourself sort of moving from this open position to walking almost single file or 2 by 2. And the woods themselves seem to be getting more difficult to traverse. There's roots everywhere.
There's foul magic afoot in the air. This is unnatural. It's like the woods themselves are acting against us. Maybe we should get Vidar up front with his axe.
I've got an axe.
Giles, you've got a big axe as well.
Oh, I've got my walking axe.
Wonder if that's what's upsetting the trees.
Well, you don't like axes, that is true. What about fire? Has anyone got any fire?
Definitely like that.
Just really, I mean, these woods are unnaturally cross, I would say.
Well, I suppose the clue is in the name, isn't it, really? You should have expected some resistance from a darkling wood. Have you seen any of those crows about since we got in here?
Oh, I don't know, it's a bit dark. Crows are like dark, so it's hard, isn't it?
You can roll for awareness if you would like.
Sure.
I read from a character, really. Might be a clever thing to do.
Could do.
Wow, I got a big old failure. 2 Eyes of Sauron on the feet dice. That was
a tree just lifts you up and like you disappear, never to be seen again.
my single best skill there, and I abysmally failed. Just goes to show you that we're in some deep trouble.
I know the feeling, having rolled more Gandalfs than I ever would if I were playing.
Hold on a minute, I've got the skill Shadow Law.
Wait a minute, are we even in a wood?
What does it mean if you've got a distinctive feature?
Falling in a hole.
That means if you spend a hope, you get 2 additional dice instead of 1 when you're using the distinctive feature.
Oh, right, I should have done that.
You did all get a reroll.
It's true.
We did.
So
I will spend
available.
my reroll and do that then. And I will height point, and it counts as inspired, doesn't it?
Yes.
Let's give that another go.
Yeah.
That looks better.
Much better.
That's a bit more like it.
So
So that's using my Warden's Shadow Law ability.
The rest of you find yourselves sort of tripping and stumbling over this difficult undergrowth. There's tangles of roots. There's these very thin bits sticking out of every single bush that seem to catch your feet, and but Sigrun was also the first person to notice the wood itself seemed amiss, and is also the first person to sort of realize that the trees themselves seem to be working against you. You do spot a couple of crows here and there, but they mostly seem to be lurking at the edges, as if they are also trying not to get too involved with these trees. Occasionally one will fly over, but most of them aren't really perching in the slowly converging funnel of trees that you're walking through.
I have to say, if there was ever a time we could have used Gandalf, this is certainly it. But take heart, fellows. The wood is acting against us, but that means that we're doing something it doesn't like, which means we're working against the shadow. So we need to forge on, and I think actually, Giles, your idea for some fire might not be a terrible idea. We need to show the wood that we're not afraid.
Thank you. What do you think?
The rest of you, by the way, can take a point of endurance damage as you like stumble and trip forwards and bang your knees and just generally hurt yourself trying to move through.
How many groats for Gandalf?
All of them.
No, like 500,000.
Aaron, get on it.
I'm about a little over a fifth of the way there, but
We're all pulled together. All right. Well, who's got torches? I got my sudden stone. I don't know if they'll like that or not, but it'll give us some light while we make some light.
I can make a fire.
But we need to be able to move with it. So let's get some torches going. Can we make some torches then?
a craft check, maybe.
Think you can, yeah. Maybe give me a craft. One of you give me a craft check. Someone else can help if you want. That looks, yeah,
Ooh,
no,
nice.
that's
Good
perfect.
crikey, look at that.
Great success. Do you want to do anything with your extra success?
Make them long lasting.
Well, I think in this case, the torches will last as long as you're in the wood and maintain them. Scoring an additional success won't necessarily help you. Gain insight, go quietly, make haste.
Make them shoot lasers.
Make haste.
Make haste.
Okay.
So we'll go quietly.
Make haste.
Wood already knows we're here. We need to get a shuffle on.
As you light the torches, one of the crows sort of calls in your direction. However, at this fire that suddenly appears, sort of a lot of the undergrowth seems to be a little easier to traverse. It's almost like the trees have leant back a bit. They're still in your way, but there's an anxiety maybe there that is giving you a clearer path that you manage to move at a great pace through, as at this point you're kind of aware that something is awry and you're trying to skedaddle.
Torches in the center, axeman to the front. Come on, Vidor.
I'll shuffle into the middle, quite happy not being out with an axe.
One Warg himself has arrived. There you go.
Got some chopping.
Yeah.
I don't actually have to chop them. You just need to threaten them. Be a bit menacing.
The trees are still kind of funneling you here and there as they will, and you're not really sure on the direction you're going. So,
may I make a travel roll to try and maintain our
you're
direction?
Gonna have to, explore, scan, travel, somehow try and find the path again. And I will say you're going to need 2 successes.
Maybe
that will do perfectly. There you go.
Don't let them funnel us that way. We need to be going this way.
Oh well, I'll make it a kind of prolonged test. A few people will do some stuff. Okay, no, yeah, fine. Just keep moving. You brandish the torches.
That's all my
in
good
the
rolls
direction.
used up, by the way. I'm going to be crap for the rest of the game.
Sigrun, as the person that spotted the crows as well, you also notice them flying off in a particular direction. And all the ones you've seen before have been flying off to the north. So it's a fairly good guess that the direction that they've headed off in is the north. And that sort of allows you to navigate again, as you have a sense of direction again to lead the way. So yeah, you managed to kind of steer your way through these woods that are trying to hem you in. So at that point, I will say whoever is going to be tonight's travel leader can roll the travel roll. Yeah, it's you, Charles.
All right. Thank you, Princess Sparkles.
I feel like Siegfried doesn't really come across as very sparkly.
It only sparkles because they keep it clean.
You know, when you get your grease on your fingers from those chips, you sparkle a bit.
All right,
in that case, you all sparkle.
Let's
Fellowship of
find the way. It's not a proper road, but you've pointed us in the right direction, so hopefully it's not bollocks. Not bollocks. It's that way.
Yeah.
I must say, I've never navigated by crow before. That is a revelation.
Well, in fairness, Master Butterbird, I've never navigated by bollocks before.
That's
regularly.
Let's talk about that when we're somewhere safe.
Where I come from, we normally use roads.
That's gonna get you. So, what direction do you want to be going in from here? Then are you heading back towards the road? Are you trying to still skirt around the edge and then
we're going to continue eastwards?
I think continuing to push northeast and hit that bend in the river there, and then go up from there.
Then follow the river up.
You following Sigrun's directions, you make it out of the woods, and slowly the trees around you, because you're still in a fairly wooded area, slowly they sort of, this gloom and darkness that hung over them, the gnarled branches that were leaning over you at all times, undergrowth, the roots sticking out to trip your feet, all kind of begin to dissipate. And in the distance, you can hear the rush of water. But before you, the woods themselves feel more calm. And then I'm going to roll a D12.
Oh. Best die.
Hooray for D12s.
The only die.
Go Decker!
I gotta say, I can't not say.
That cool Cyberpunk game you were looking at the other day is a D12 game, isn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, it is.
Give it to me.
Let's see. Wow. Okay. Then I'm just doing great, aren't I?
Doing
that was
really
an 11.
well.
A heroic adventure where we all
an
emerge
11
as heroes is still
Gandalf?
good.
An
No,
11
it's just a
11
regular
is
11.
No, 11 is a Sauron.
Sauron. Yeah.
Is it?
If you're doing the journey events table, yeah, it's a Sauron.
I am.
Right.
It's weird that it didn't show the actual who's gonna get it.
It's me this time. For the first time.
It's finally the lookout.
The time you finally roll me is on a really, really bad roll. Okay.
You're marching through the wood at a fair pace as you're trying to put this gloomy, dark, evil feeling wood behind you. And on the lookout, you're spotting left and right as you go.
Success.
That's fortunate.
Yes.
As somewhere from the thicket beyond you, an arrow passes right by your head as you just sort of lurch out of the way at the last moment and duck down, yelling out to everyone. You're not wounded. The arrow misses you, but everyone sort of stays still and prepared and ready for a while until you realize that no attack is coming. And so you all gain 3 fatigue points as you lose a fair bit of time and effort.
That's a big hit.
Yep, it is.
He's coming for us.
The pain of Sauron. Finally got a Sauron right in the
There'll be some people dropping some equipment and armor soon, I think.
I already have.
Oh dear, I be weary.
Speak for yourself.
Yay! This is the perfect time for the big finale.
I am so happy that the virtue I took with our level up before the game was endurance of the ranger, because not taking any fatigue during travel is pretty
big bonus. Yeah.
Well, I'm not using this bow, so bugger that.
Wow, everyone around you starts looking kind of tired at this point as you slog on.
Dropping the axe, though.
Making camp for the night. Near the sound of rushing water just beyond you, sort of drop into a not entirely a valley, but it's just sort of a ravine that goes into the Brunum that you can almost smell beyond your camp and beyond the trees. But at this point, you have a choice to make, because heading north now, the land sort of tipping upwards as it moves up to the high moors that are before Imladris. However, yeah, you're near the river itself, but there isn't really anywhere to cross the loud water this far down.
We're going to have to go north and hit the ford, which means we'll be up by the road for a short distance. But
that was the plan. So that's
we could always. It's a long shot, but I might be able to get an arrow across with a rope in it, and we could fashion a bridge if Mr. Burrows or Mr. Butterbur could make it across on the rope.
There aren't really any trees on the other side from where you are.
Maybe not. Too much of a long shot.
I think so.
The speed that water is going, I doubt the ponies would make it across, even if we were anchored to the line.
Of course, the ponies and Longshanks. We can't leave them behind.
Ponies, no.
Right, I guess north it is.
As far as you know, the only place it can be successfully traversed is the fords. But yeah, I will say at this point, rather than like just doing travel rolls and seeing what comes up, as you're aware, there is some form of enemy stalking you along the roads. It's up to you now how you're going to go about trying to make for the fords and trying to get across and find your way to the valley.
The night.
Oh, I'm ever so tired. But
I'm pretty sure Aaron's just got his map of Eriador out, and he's just like looking for the best route.
I'm fresh. If you want to push on tonight, I have no concern about that. But some of you look a bit tired.
I know I'd make it, but I'm a bit more concerned about Master Butterbur and Master Burrows.
Wouldn't mind stopping to put the kettle on.
No fires.
Nice cup of tea.
There's something out there, gentlemen.
I mean, we're working along holding fire. What's the difference?
Yeah.
We were moving targets then, and we were deeper in the woods. We're going to be coming close to the edge of the woods, and we'll be stationary for a long period of time.
Makes a distressing amount of sense to me.
It does. He's not wrong.
Very disappointing. We're looking forward to a nice cup of tea.
Well, you could suck on some tea leaves as we continue ahead.
It's not the same. Suck on some tea leaves.
If all goes well, we'll be within Rivendell soon, and I'm sure we can get some tea there.
Oh, elves can't make tea for pish.
At least we're safe enough to put a kettle on.
It is night now. What are your plans? I'll say that. How do you want to take on this last leg towards Rivendell?
What do you think, Master One?
Knowing
You're
there's
the most
probably a
learned.
threat out there somewhere lurking.
How close are we now to Rivendell?
You're sort of within about maybe another 3 days travel. If you follow Loudwater up, you're going to come to the fords or the high moors if you just keep going up. And then from that, you're going to have to track down these white pebbles that will lead you around the high moors down into the valley. And then once you're there, you'll be pretty much safe. But it's at least another 2 or 3 days travel from where you are now.
Well, we're not within rushing distance, Dace, so I suggest we take a rest for our hobbit friend here and press on after a short rest.
I concur, Master Dwarf.
There'll be cold comfort, but we've got some hard tack and some sausage left, I imagine.
Any potatoes?
Got plenty of taters, but if I can't have a fire, I can't cook them.
Got cooked potatoes, you can't just eat them.
Once saw someone who ate potatoes raw.
No, not good.
It did not look appealing.
Is that a pun?
Apparently
So
it
many
was.
levels.
There you go. Yeah. Wow.
No.
Right, can we fortify a small location where we can hide behind a fallen down tree or a bit of old wall? Just find any kind of rudimentary fortification that we can hide behind.
Find cover for tonight, you could certainly make a camp of some kind with sort of like a raised
can I use hunting to find the best place to?
Yeah.
Instead of using it to get food, I want to use it to get the best campsite we can.
That seems like a good idea.
Is there any dry wood around?
There's the forest you're in now looks sort of more like the forests you're used to in Robin's case, the ones you'd find in the Shire. And there's plenty of firewood sprinkled about that you could grab.
I'd be scooping up dry wood, because if we can make a nice dip in the ground, you could put a small fire in there and it wouldn't give off much light and it wouldn't give off smoke. It'd be small, but we could put a kettle on and have a bit of a brew.
Sigrun, you find an area with a few fallen trees in front of it and sort of a bend and a raised area behind with some rocks around it as well, that if you wanted to, you could probably fortify enough. Well,
it's the best we're going to get.
If you stay there at night, there's at least going to be some barriers between you and anyone trying to sneak up on you. Do you want to do anything else with your extra success? I don't think make haste will be very relevant.
No.
But you could go quietly.
Yeah, go quietly.
Sneak to the area. In which case, I'll say that the night passes fairly uneventfully. You can hear a lot of rustling and movement in the distance around the trees.
Set watches.
But none of you on watch really see anyone or anything, but you can hear a lot of movement that doesn't seem like it's entirely night animals or normal for a wood.
Do I think we could, if we dug a pit to have do you think we could get a small fire going without being seen?
You could get a small fire going, but it's going to be difficult to make. You're sort of on a raised up area now. So, and roll me a craft roll.
An extraordinary success.
It's pretty crafty.
My instincts say it's very difficult to make a fire that can't be seen at night, but I will let you in this case.
Okay, can I make an enheartening meal then? Just
if anybody
quite
can,
simple.
the Hobbit can.
Yeah, you can.
I'm trying to enhearten people and restore some hope.
It's shielded by a dwarf, so they can't see the fire.
Well, if you dig it into a hollow and the fire won't give off a huge amount of light, I'm doing
low kind of small fire that would be enough to make some kind of long cooking stew or something that needs to sit for a while.
I like baking potatoes.
Yeah, or baked potatoes would be
because you need the heat from the coals.
Yeah.
You can eat them on the hoof.
But yeah, I'm trying to enhearten people if I can.
Oh. Yeah, give me an enhearten roll then.
Would it be craft though? Because I'm trying to do it through cooking.
I will, because you got an extraordinary success, I'll give you an extra d6 for it. Give your enhearten roll.
Okay, can I also use rustic as a distinctive feature?
Go on then, but then you have to spend a point of hope to get.
It's the finale.
To,
it's the finale.
As long as you spend hope, I don't care what you do.
Burn it all.
What hope will you be on then, Roger?
11.
It's fine. It's love.
Yeah. And now, right at the end, I'm just gonna keep throwing up shadow points.
Wow. An extraordinary success.
Wow.
Very determined. Very, very determined.
Everyone who has lost endurance. I'm going to be extra nice. You can all have 2 points. Reduce your fatigue by 2 points.
Oh.
One for each extra part of the success.
That is a cracking potato, Master Burrows.
It was just.
Where did you find the
bee?
The road has been long and rainy and hard and dark and gloomy at times and just distressing. But through it all, you've had potatoes.
Who'd have thought that you could make lots of thermidor over a little fire like that?
Using only potatoes.
Using only a potato. Yeah. That's the clever bit. Carve them right. Then
you're all kind of cold through, and you eat this potato, and you feel the warmth go down you as you're eating it. As anyone who has been cold all day and eaten a hot meal at the end will attest to, it's quite heartening.
One quick question: since we're resting, we could spend some fellowship points to recover some hope on a one-for-one basis. Is anybody interested in doing that?
What is everyone on for hope? Because I don't think the overlay is probably right. Aaron, what's your hope?
8.
Aldoon?
I don't know what that is.
It's on the same kind of resources. Endurance, load, hope, shadow.
Oh, 14.
14. Ben?
The special fun starts when, like, you get to a fellowship phase and then realize, oh dear, in the case of a ranger, you're not going to get all your hope back.
Not even close.
So I think Aaron was asking if he could get some.
Well, considering it'd be because at the moment I really can't afford to spend any hope in our upcoming fight. But if I had some more,
what's all this talk of an upcoming fight?
How do we?
Just
madness.
How many fellowship points?
Yeah, how does it work?
So you can spend a fellowship for a point of hope.
Oh,
and how many fellowship have we got?
5.
There's 5 of you, yeah, and another one, I think, for
one for Man of Bree.
I thought we spent one.
Oh, and one for Man of Bree, so 7 in total.
Oh, I thought we spent a couple or something. No,
I don't think so.
Oh,
I keep forgetting
did
about
spend one for the shadow points.
Yeah,
I think Vidar spent one and managed to cancel a couple of shadow points.
Yeah. I'm fine with spending one.
Yeah, go for it.
Aaron, how many do you want?
Hope.
It's 1 for 1. So like, if we spent It's like we spend one, we don't all get one back. It's just one person gets
one
hit
person
point
can
back.
get.
So how
one
many do you
back.
want back, Aaron?
Yeah.
I would like 2 back, so I could spend 2 in a potential upcoming fight. But I'm okay with just taking 1.
Give him 2.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's trying to take your fellowship points.
Take the 2.
Thank you, everyone.
So your hope becomes 10.
Take them.
Yes, back to 10. 10 out of 11, which...
I'm 11 out of 12 at the moment, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm 9 out of 14, but 9 is still quite high.
I really wish I hadn't thrown so many Gandalfs so often. Oh well.
Never mind.
It's more of a light mist at the moment than an actual shadow.
You said we need to find the white pebbles on the road.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I could, using my lore and my travel journals from my uncle?
Yeah. Once you get to it,
there's
there's certainly a few potential advantages that you have.
Okay.
Another one is Dace has been there before.
Ah, okay.
It was established because his dad
help.
is there right now.
Yep.
But you know, when you're
cool.
being chased by 4 million orcs, it's probably
How many?
difficult.
Yeah, easy to forget the exact.
It's fine. I mean, we'll be generous. You and Roger can split one of the millions between you, and then that leaves $1 million for the other 3 of us each.
Yeah.
I'll have my own million, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. You get $1 million. Dace gets $1 million. I get $1 million, and then Giles and
we'll share.
Robin can share $1 million.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good to
Stand
share.
back to back, be all heroic.
Night breaks today barely noticeably as the clouds remain thick and dark above you. You can almost feel that rain that has been pursuing you these last few days is hanging in the air but hasn't yet dropped. And the clouds are just sort of big, thick, black clouds that are hanging over your head and stopping you from truly appreciating the sunlight beyond.
The shadow gathers around us. Let us be off, everybody.
Yes, we best get to it.
Where are you going? And how are you going about it?
Oh, map screen.
We're still heading to that river bend, and then north from there. So
Found the ravine with the river, so
yeah.
Let's
So
turn
are we there?
noses northwards and work our way
And
up.
then we're going up here. Yeah.
You can mark it down if you want. But how are you going to go about it, though? What are you doing
Adroitly
as you move?
Stealthily.
Stealth.
Yeah, I think
A
Trying to
dwarven
move as
sprint for
quietly as
3
possible.
days.
Is anyone scouting ahead or moving ahead of the rest of the group stealthily?
that's probably in
I'll
order.
do that.
Case?
I'll do that.
In that case, Robin, you can give me a stealth roll to see how well you manage to sort of sneak your way forwards beyond everyone and scout the path ahead.
Oh my god, I'm going to use a reroll. That was a trash roll.
2 trash rolls is also fine.
Oh my god. Oh, that wasn't bad. Great
Yeah.
success.
So
Can I spend my other one to have
As-
done it quickly as well as quietly?
yeah, you move stealthily forwards quite fast, once again reminding your fellow company members of the unique nature of hobbits as you disappear away and sort of they hear you scurrying off.
He's
and
got little legs,
can't
but he's a
find
nifty
you
little
again.
bugger, isn't he?
You're good at that. Have you
Um,
noticed?
I'll have left
As
Jeffrey
you-
with Giles.
As you reach
I'll look
the
after
edge of the
Pony.
woods towards the road, you become aware that there are people lurking, or at least creatures or someone lurking around nearby. You can't quite see them, but you can almost feel them in your gut. And just by the way everything is kind of silent around you and almost holding its breath, you're pretty certain there are people out there.
I can't
Probably
see
hiding
anything.
it. Yeah. Not right now, no. But you can report it back to the others.
Can I see if I can get anywhere where I could see them while still being hidden?
If you give me another stealth roll, yes. If you fail, though, you're probably going to be exposed to whoever's like that. If you do that,
I've got another reroll.
another
so I'm gonna...
reroll. Double Sauron. Go
That
on.
cloak comes over.
Oh,
Are
Gandalf.
all your rolls favoured, by the way?
Gandalf.
I've got Persuade, Stealth, Scan, Explore, Courtesy, and Craft favoured.
Nice. Gandalf comes to your aid. 500,000 groats, by the way. No. You sort of first kind of slip forwards and you hear a noise in the brush ahead of you across the other side of the road. And before whatever it is that peers up sees you, you roll under into a little cusp of vegetation that hides you again. And you can just sort of spot badly wrought armor, like a helmet with a lot of spikes, but it's sort of harsh and cruelly wrought, and a face that you presume is probably an orc peering out across the road.
It's only another goblin with a big pole, good love.
Is that the only thing I can see?
It's the only one you can see at the moment, but you're pretty certain there are others around.
Can I kind of sit and wait, see if I see anything else?
Yeah, you can.
Because I moved ahead pretty swiftly, so...
In the meantime, I will say, what the rest of you up to? Robin has been gone for quite a bit now, and you haven't seen hide nor hobbit feet of him.
I think we would. I think Dace would probably say we should push forward to see whether or not he is in trouble or is just gone that far ahead. But
I agree. If he gets captured, we need to be there as quickly as we can.
So yeah, we'd continue forward.
Yeah.
Are you just moving forwards at speed, or are you trying to be stealthy?
As tactically as possible, as quiet and stealthy as possible.
Yeah.
Ranger set the speed.
I will say, though, if you want to remain completely out of sight as you approach the edge of the woods, you're all going to have to roll for stealth.
All right.
At the moment, Robin, you can sort of hear them coming behind you, because you also roughly know where they were.
Okay, if I can hear them
But
coming,
you can't, you can't quite see them yet. They're far enough back, but you could stay here if you wanted to.
No, if I can hear them coming, I'll back off to where they are, towards where they are, so I can warn them of what's ahead.
Blimey, that was.
We're making our stealth rolls now.
Yes, apparently.
I'm going to use a reroll because I've got 3 rerolls from the.
Yeah.
Just keep rerolling. I'm also fine with you reusing your rerolls on stealth.
I'm not
use
going
up
to
all your rerolls and hope points.
I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of point, given that
I can't really get 14 on a.
I've
very
got
easily.
a target number of 18 on stealth.
Wow.
I should be able to make it, but with 2 failures already, I'm not going to re-roll. I'm going to save my re-roll for when I'm about to die. Yeah.
Robin, you still can't quite see them, but this is why you could hear them coming, because they're stomping through the
Got my
woods
beard tangled in a
at
bush.
speed, almost
try and
as
get
if they're
back to them.
worried that you're in danger.
That's what it is. See, we're concerned about Mr. Burrows. Want to make sure he's all right.
This bloody thicket is trying to eat my beard.
Get back to them and tell them to shut the hell up.
Shut
Oh,
up!
grand, you're all right, Master Burrows.
Would you lot awfully mind keeping it down? There are orcs up there.
Orcs.
It's good to know
Rowan
now.
leaps to bow. Sproing.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be the last day's travel you need to get across. You're going to have to either cross the road, make for the moors as it edges upwards, or follow the road and just try and cross straight to the ford. But you're now also aware that the orcs are watching the road. They're gonna see you as you cross, probably at some point.
How many orcs?
I was trying to stay still to get a good look, but you lot started making a right racket.
Regardless, once we engage the orcs, if things appear to be going bad, it's imperative, Giles, that you get free and get to Rivendell.
Oh, nothing will stop the delivery of the mail.
Indeed.
Come hail or orc or warg or whatever. Mail must get through.
If you must, jump on Longshanks. He's already got the package in his saddlebags. It'll be quicker than you stopping to undo that and trying to
Oh, the horse!
wrestle the both of them.
Right.
Just
Sorry.
hop on the horse and ride. It will cover your retreat.
Right. There's alright, fine. There'd be another ranger comes through Braves called that. I was confused.
Okay. So are you gonna boldly step out, or are you gonna try and
Would you like me to cause a
find
distraction?
a way
I'll say
to...
to the rest. Maybe a bumbling
Oh.
dwarf over there,
Oh.
I'll say, pointing, would draw the orcs away, and you could.
I'll say at this point, because Robin sort of spotted them without being seen, and you have an idea that the orcs are out there, you have an opportunity here to decide the place where you engage them.
Somewhere with cover, which we can get a couple of shots off before they can get here, would be great.
By a couple, he means easily a dozen.
Just endless shots.
If we face them at the ford with our backs to the ford, Giles, at the very least, could retreat if things start to go bad.
That does sound like the best plan.
And with the water to our back, it'd be hard for them to flank us.
I understand that Master Elrond has a few defenses built in around that as well, so perhaps there'll be some of his archers nearby that can assist. If we get close enough.
Let's not rely on that.
No. But equally, Master Vidar, I think you stumbling out into the middle of the road poses too much of a danger to your good self.
I didn't mean onto the open road. I meant a dwarf in a thicket shouting might draw some orcs away.
I appreciate the offer, Master Vidar, but I think we're best if we fight together as one.
Stronger together. It's the fellowship.
Oh yeah.
So where is it you want to engage them then?
Very well, Master Ranger. We shall stand with our backs to the ford and hew
Not at all.
Not at all. Is that an option? Could we just not?
Might be difficult.
Yeah.
Can you hear the battle music?
You did ask. Given the option, no.
Has Giles got a bow?
He did. But he dropped it because he was tired.
Can everyone then,
Could have hung it on
in
the
this
horse.
case,
maybe
give me an athletics roll? Or one of you, and the rest can sort of help by providing D6s. This will be if you decide you want to take them on with your backs to the ford, you're going to try and brake for the road now at speed, move past them, keep going, and have them chase you there so that you get there first.
Basically, we're going to leg it.
I'm guessing Dace is probably the athleticist.
He's pretty fast. Pretty tough, yeah.
Well, Dace, it's all on you. You can make an athletics test. The others can help.
No
you can
pressure.
spend hope.
Do we roll to help, or do we just contribute like a positive vibe?
I think I will spend a
You
point
can
of
spend
hope.
a point of hope to give him an extra D6.
Oh.
And if Dace is your fellowship focus, he gets 2 D6.
I will give you an extra die from my hope.
I would hope that's probably enough then.
Well, yeah, only one of you can do it, I think. So, fellowship focus is basically everyone
buddy?
has a focus, and it's your buddy.
You're my
But
buddy.
if
Robert.
they
I
get
don't.
injured, it's bad for you as well because you take shadow points.
I'll just assume mine's Giles because I've probably met him the most.
Mine is Dace as well.
Burrows.
All right,
Move you along.
and
All the dice.
Just
success.
Just.
you
Yes,
break
more.
from the thicket.
Heck
that one's for Pete. And rush towards the ford at full speed. Initially, you sort of hear scrambling behind you, and you're already several hundred paces off along the moors by the time the first arrow sort of starts trying to pick at you. Most of them fall short, a couple of them fall to the left and right, but your stomping legs carry you on to the edge of the ford before you're forced to slow down, and the sound of orcs screaming from behind you as they charge in.
Don't stop running.
And
Oh, hello.
I'll
Hello.
swap you over to a map.
Ooh, bugger.
So you can set yourselves up first, however you want. That's going to be the ford area that you haven't quite crossed yet. It's a bit of an effort to climb down, climb across. But you've managed to run along the moors and get your back to it. Sort of like it was half a day's fast travel as orcs were at your back trying to catch up with you, and you're trying to outpace them purely on endurance. And then once that,
Can you get the names on there?
let me see if I can have the name sharp. names up first, then. Oh.
Dramatic battle music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whilst I slowly
All
make
lining
names appear.
Not sure I should be holding the flank. This seems like a bad plan.
That's what I was afraid of. And then the 20 orcs.
Have you got your battle?
Well, I mean,
there?
we did test this with wargs, and you know, you plowed through them quite quickly. I felt like you needed a challenge.
I don't like the look of the one at the back.
No.
I don't really like the looks of the ones at the front either.
Orcs come steaming forwards. There's some bigger ones, there's some smaller ones, but all of them look like orcs for those of you who've encountered them before. Orcs of the Etamors, or similar orcs that come out of the northern mountains near Angmar.
You look like proper bastards.
And as they come rushing forwards, they sort of skid to a halt in front of you. And in the distance behind, you can hear like the slope of a horse trotting up towards.
Well, we heard the first two
you.
hoofbeats anyway, and then your sound cancelling went, no, they can't listen to that.
Well, there you go. No, naughty sound. As at the back,
That.
sat almost regally or lordly upon a black horse.
Oh,
You
shit.
see this figure in black armor with long winged black helmet covering his face. He seems almost proud and fell at the same time.
Right.
Giles, you best be ready to flee.
I was thinking I might start running now, actually.
Maybe wise.
Who knows help in Elvish?
Anyone want to say or do anything before the
I want to
orcs
shoot
come
someone.
for you?
I think we should give them an opportunity to surrender.
I was going to give them an opportunity to surrender.
Come and
Taste
taste
arrow
our
in
steel,
their face.
fell beasts. We will lay you down here beside the river. Step forward. Who wishes to feel my axe first?
I don't
Yeah, I'm
quite
hiding behind the dwarf.
get the concept
Dace-
of surrender.
Dace looks
The,
over at Giles and quickly tells him the word for help in Elvish and says, "We're gonna need it."
Oh, okay, right. I will
Oh,
run
no.
screaming that.
At the back, the figure on the horse bellows out in a powerful, commanding voice. There shall never be another heir of Elendil. Take them. And
Right,
the
get out of
orcs,
context. We're just delivering the mail.
and the orcs start steaming forwards towards you. So at this point,
Do we have a chance for an opening volley first?
yes,
Fantastic.
definitely. There you go. So yeah, I'll let you do your opening volleys first as orcs come flying towards you.
Be rude not to, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Starting with Aaron, apparently. And let me just go to opening volley. There we go. And ooh, wait a second. Some reason it's skipped Aaron.
Apparently in Sindarin, help is help.
That does seem
useful.
fair.
That's easy.
No
to
nonsense. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember. Ah! Oh. Right, just practicing.
In Quenya, it's also help.
All right, that's good.
Handy those elves.
Doesn't really matter anyway because the opening volleys all happen at the same time for you lot. So
I like,
You know,
I like the name
whoever-
of the bad guys. The evilest orcan dudes.
that was my test orc to see if I'd got everything right. And I apparently never changed that.
That's cool.
It's a keep it. I like it.
Okay, how do we target the specific token? I try.
You should be
You need
able
to switch to the target button.
Yeah.
There we
Should
go.
be able to right click on them and then click on the target button, or double. I think double click on them.
I think you have to go to the
right
target
click on
button
them
first.
or click on them and press T. All of those things should work. If you click on them, press T. That's the easiest one.
Got it. Yep. Thanks. All right. So I'm targeting the Orc Chieftain with my opening volley, and as I'm terrible with the bow, so let's give it a shot.
So just go for it. Yeah. You could spend
when you
lots
fired your
and
opening
lots of
volley
hope.
and you're getting ready for close combat, if you could throw your spare arrows my way.
Oh yeah. So he shoots, looks down at his bow in
your
disgust,
bow.
drops it and his arrows, and he's like, "All right," pulls the longsword out. Let's go.
Oh, Master Dace,
That-
could I have that?
Arrow,
Take that.
gets
he's
lost,
like,
lost
Right.
amongst the mist,
Thank
and
you.
all you can see is these shadows coming towards you. Whoever's wants to go next can shoot an opening volley as well.
I'm quite good at shooting, so I think I will give it a go. I am going to
All
shoot
this to deliver Elrond's Argos.
one of the goblin archers, because if I can stop them from shooting back, that's a good thing.
Or oof.
Nice.
That's a nice shot. 10 damage. Anything
Nice.
to add to that? Or did you just do? You did a heavy blow, didn't you?
I did a heavy blow,
Um,
yeah. It wasn't enough to do a piercing one.
No. Just check because I'm pretty sure. Which goblin were you targeting? Sorry.
The top one in
ping
the
it, maybe.
initiative order.
All right. Okay. then.
Not because he was the top one in the initiative order, but because I was hovering over that one to find out which was which, and it's the one that's closest to me.
Oh, is he dead?
Tell me what happens as Sigrun draws back her great bow.
Just a gentle whistle comes out of her mouth as she releases the arrow, and it slips between those two evil Orcan dudes. Just whispers past their ears and plunges straight into the eye socket of the first goblin archer,
Yeah.
knocking him flat on his back. and
Goblin
ending
Archer's
him.
sort of doing that thing with a short recurve bow where it's pulling it sideways for no reason because he's not going to hit anything with it.
Gangster
But
style.
Gangster shooting.
yeah,
Yeah.
but a great bow arrow goes straight through his eye,
That's not bad either. I might have a
collapses
go at that
down
myself.
in a screech. Well done, Sigrun.
One.
Right. Can I have a pop at one of these archers, given I've got
You can.
Face's bow? And I click on the actual bow in my equipment
Bows.
or in the combat proficiency? Bows.
I think you've killed the wrong one, Lewis.
I picked the top one in the initiative order.
Was it? Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was targeting that one,
Oh, I'm going
Yeah,
for that
see
one.
this. Yeah.
but never mind. It's okay. It doesn't really
Ah,
matter.
okay.
They're,
I
still,
can swap
they're
it.
all goblins, aren't they?
Look, he's alive again,
Nice. Well done.
Hey.
and that one's dead. There you go.
Oh, I was going to shoot that one.
I don't think it really matters, to be fair.
The less goblins, the better.
Yeah.
I did not hit. Let's let my reroll
Your
run.
arrow sort of gets taken by the sudden gust of fell wind coming in, and knocked off course just enough that it passes by the goblin.
Windy orcs. Damn them.
I'll loose an arrow then.
Yeah.
Before I chuck it in the dirt and get the axe out. I've targeted one of the Orcan dudes. I'm more worried about the one that I'm about to run into, head first.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can.
Oh,
Nice. What's your damage? Heavy blow, I imagine.
What is my damage? How do I do that?
Should just be
Did
the
you
submit
click on
button.
the?
Did you click
Did
on
you
the
click on
weapon
the
or
bow?
just?
Oh no, I
the
clicked
actual
on the
weapon.
skill. Sorry.
Ah,
Here we go. Let's.
Rookie mistake.
Do I just roll that again then, or can I do just damage roll?
You could
do damage.
Yeah, I think. Or you could roll it again and miss.
How do you do damage?
How do you roll just damage?
If you click on the
set
weapon,
damage for the weapon.
3.
It's
It'll
3.
show you that if
set damage, yeah.
3.
And then you could add potentially a heavy blow because
Yes.
you've got great success.
Yes.
But your feat dice was a 9, so you could also make it piercing instead of heavy blow and potentially wound and kill it straight off the bat.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
It's like a good
So which one is it? This one? Wait. This one
my
here.
curse. Yeah.
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 I will roll an armor.
What's your strength rating, Vidar?
It is 5. Failed.
Yeah, you failed, so feel free to, I think it's this one, yep, to tell me what happens.
Kind of like everyone's turned around, all being very archery, and I'm about to get my axe out, and then I'm like, well, it'd be rude not to, and kind of loose an arrow, kind of almost accidentally, and they're all that's running towards us, who I'm about to go and chop his head off. Actually, stick a arrow up his snout.
Yeah, it misses the thick slabs of armor it's got on, and it just goes, and he falls down dead, pierced by your great shot. Is Robin?
Yeah, he's gonna have a crack.
Yeah,
I could take her out.
Yeah. Might distract him.
Failed by 1.
once again absorbed by the mists that are hanging around, growing thicker and darker with each passing moment. And with that, the last arrows have gone. Then I think only the goblin archers are going to fire back with an opening volley. So this one will target who's up first. We'll target Dace because he's closest, basically.
Fair.
That's the best thing about Dace, is that he's a nice target.
And closest. Ooh.
Oh, crap.
And his dark arrow manages to slip between the levers and
To make a protection roll, too.
yeah.
All right.
And this is where you go from being like super heroically powerful to potentially half dead without even losing any endurance.
Hey!
Ah, Gandalf.
Thank goodness.
It's just, you don't really need to spend these 500,000 groats to call Gandalf to your aid. He's clearly there in the dice.
But Dace has taken a third of a Boromir, so if you could take another 3 arrows.
Got an arrow in my shoulder. He just looks down, knocks it out, shakes it off.
Yeah.
Cries a little on the inside, but not on the outside.
It cuts and hurts, but it's nothing Dace hasn't experienced before. And the next one, or the last one, is going to shoot at Vidar, who is also just the closest. Ooh.
Oh my god.
I can't do a piercing blow of any kind, so I'm afraid that's going to be 3 heavy blows.
Oh!
For a total of a massive 12 damage.
Right. How do I use my
How
does my armor work?
No, you can't.
It doesn't.
Well, you don't
Not in this
need it in
instance.
this case because it's just endurance damage. Basically, your armor protects you against potentially dying, which is wounds. Because
I think if you click on the 12 damage, it applies it to your
yeah.
character, though.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the wrong screen. Here we go.
Oh, no, it's okay. It didn't attack Vidar. It attacked Pete.
Yeah. How much endurance have you got, Pete?
Mate, 12 damage, I'll be dead. I'm clicking on
it. Yeah. Well, you can just take
I'm
it
just
out.
going to change it.
Yeah, you can just manually do it.
That's alright, I'm down to 15.
Right. Then
What's your load at?
14. I've chucked my bow down now, so I'm alright. Bow unequipped.
So now you can set your stances as the orcs come rushing forward through your hail of arrows, and those that weren't felled come to meet you, scimitar in hand. Small, broad-headed spears lashing out. And still at the back, the Dark Horse Rider is bellowing commands.
How do we change our stance?
You right-click on your
right-click on your
character icon, and then you can select a stance.
No. It's not working.
Since we're woefully outnumbered, I'm going to go with open stance to begin with.
What stance do you want, Pete? I can set it for you.
I was going to go
Forward,
open stance.
Or, yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you.
We can only have one. We can only have one person in rearward stance.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in a Bagsy rearward stance.
That's right. Send the Orbit in.
Well, you two can go defensive. You don't have to go rearward. But if I stay rearward, it means I can keep shooting.
I'm going to go defensive, but you just tell me when I need to run, Master Dace. And I'll...
I don't. When you have to run, it'll be when Dace can't tell you to run anymore.
All right.
To be honest, once they rush up, you probably should fall back.
All right.
Because they can definitely rush past us and engage with you. And then once they engage with you, getting away is not easy.
So, because there's more orcs than there are of you, I'm going to start putting orcs next to you. I'll engage everyone who's not in a rearward stance first.
They are but wheat upon the grindstone.
Ooh, the orc chieftain came up to. If he moves up to me, can I change my stance to forward?
You can if you want. Yeah. I'll let you. Still riding at the back. It's... the horseman hasn't currently engaged you, but he's still sort of standing at the back. Well, he's only got 2 hit points. I mean,
sure.
So yeah, as combat starts, anyone in a forward stance can go first. In that case, Ace. As these two orcs come rushing towards you. One of them looks like a normal goblin soldier that you're used to battling, and the other one is bigger, tougher looking. He's shouting at the others as he comes. And
so Dace, being the bold swordsman that he is, spends a point of hope, activates his distinctive feature bold, and will strike out at the chieftain with his long sword in 2 hands.
Now would be the time, by the way, people at home, to hand out rerolls if you were planning.
Whoa!
Or maybe not.
Whoa! That orc chieftain's dead.
I feel like this is just a replay of the whole.
Are you wielding Andoril by any chance?
So he takes the orc chieftain takes 19 points of damage and has to make a protection roll if he's still alive.
No shit, he has to make a protection roll.
Once again, I should have just spent a hate to activate snake-like speed and make it ill-favored. Right? Yeah, we'll do that. Sure. It slides. It cuts into his shoulder and a bit of his neck, but then it sort of slides down, scratching its way down the breastplate at the front of thing. But it's bleeding quite badly and looks very injured.
Looks like we should be fine.
I think I'll have to change that manually, but you know, it's looking pretty bad. Oh, I didn't update it. No, that's because, yeah, no problem. But anyway, he's looking very, very badly injured after one strike. So, yay!
Yay! Huzzah!
Right, next up is Pete.
Yep. I'm not very happy about someone getting so close to our hobbit friend. So I'm going to smash him in the face with an axe. No, you don't.
Also,
step away from Mr. Burrows, and I'll whack him with the axe.
Yeah.
See, that big tater worked.
Also, shout out to Jeff from the Lollygaggers in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you for your assistance in setting up a lot of the your work that I scurrilously copied. All of
scurrilous is also a good word, probably a better word than thicket.
There you go.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Reroll.
That's terrible. How do I get an extra die? Do I spend a point of hope?
Point of hope.
Yes. Yeah. And if you have any distinctive features that might work for this, you could get 2
big hands.
D6s.
Big hands.
I'm cunning and proud. I'm annoyed.
Proud.
Yeah, I'm
proud would work.
They got
especially in this case, as you're sort of trying to.
You're kind of ignoring the one
sweep
that's
them
fighting
away
you
from
to protect someone
from
else.
Robin. Yeah.
Okay, so I spend a point of hope, and then I
and
get
then you make
2
it.
dice. Yeah.
You have to click on the thing next to it, the inspired button.
Inspired. You're inspired.
Inspired.
Is basically.
So sorry, hope gives me 1 extra die, doesn't it?
You don't need
but
to
it
add
gives
it
you
in
2
once
if
you've
you're
clicked on the
inspired.
hope button.
Yeah, once you've clicked on hope, it should
sorry,
happen automatically.
Sorry, there we go. It's a lot
And then
of-
it'll
lot of little
upgrade it to
clicky
2
buttons
for.
Right, here we go.
Well, it's good. A
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
good,
it's
yeah.
automated.
Yeah.
Oh, Gandalf!
Oh, great success.
Oh, here
Lucky
we go.
though, with those ones, bloody hell.
Yeah,
You click on the axe.
here we go. Yeah, I clicked on the
Ooh.
axe. There we go.
11 damage and a protection
Wow.
roll. Nice.
Wow! So it's this one, right?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. He did not like that. As your axe chops into him as well.
Straight in the.
But then, yeah. It hits the helmet first, crunches through it, and then eventually just goes as you push a bit further, crushes into the orc's skull as he falls down.
Very muchly, Mr. Dwarf.
Stay behind me, Mr. Burrows.
Oh, I intend to.
Robin, you're up next. Yeah.
Can I move and hit someone?
I'm batter this orc.
Yeah, can I kind of move up?
Um,
Or do I have to stand still?
the whole fight is sort of fluid, so I'll let you move. Like I will say that usually you're sort of engaged in mini duels, basically, much like in Lex
dead.
Arcana, but that one's dead. But I'll say because Vidar could hit the one that was next to you, you're sort of in a tag team with Vidar, and you could hit the one next to him if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, well, I say I'll do that.
Setting up future fellowship focuses.
I failed.
Oh.
The pan bashes into its knee and it just sort of looks at you. Scimitar in hand.
Because I'm leaning around the dwarf to do it.
Right,
Giles.
Alex. You're between me and my delivery. It's not a pleasant place to be.
Rain, not snow, nor driving orc.
Nor warg, nor hail, nor bloody black rider.
Also, I must say you seem to be hacking your way through enemies in a way I have rarely seen in the One Ring.
Damn it, that was nearly a 10. Got to reroll.
There you go. I managed to jinx that for you.
Good, thanks. Twice. Failed.
Swinging away, the
Get off!
sort of jumping to the side. It seems to be like smaller, more
Surprisingly
goblin
nimble.
like one, and yeah, darting about. And then it is Sigrun. There's one running straight for you.
Yeah. I'm going to let him run towards me, take my time, breath in, hold it for a second, and then we'll see how that goes for me.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Quite well, seemingly. Oh,
Good to know that I'm protected from my
Yeah.
own shot.
let me re-roll that. That was a failure. So yeah, how does this one meet an untimely Orcan end?
I think I'm just going to crouch down and pod shot him. Literally fold him up around the arrow. Just as he comes running forwards, just drop, spang, right in the groin, both of the leg arteries. Totally what I was aiming for, honest gov. Broadhead arrow, and it kind of just slumps over as he gets to me.
It's just sort of lying sprawled in front of you.
2.
It is, however, then the orc's
2.
turn.
Well, we don't have an elf, so I've got to Legolas it with the dwarf.
The chieftain, looking quite worse for wear, just angrily snarling at you, and brings its scimitar forward to slash across your throat.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of dice.
All right. Let's
Not
do
your
that protection
average
roll.
orc.
Yeah.
No kidding. That's why I was hoping to kill him with one hit.
And I foolishly almost let you. Got at least wound someone.
All right. Thank God. Okay.
Yeah, great job. Yeah, it cuts at you, but you sort of weave out of the way, and it cuts across, missing anything vital. And just much like the arrow, it hurts. But you've been here before. You've done this. Behind you, you hear screaming as the orc on Giles starts hammering towards him with his scimitar.
Bugger off. Don't want any.
Nice.
Yeah. You at this point you're just sort of exchanging axes and swords without really hitting each other. They bounce off of each other. Axe head meets sword in that heroic filmy way where everyone's sort of pushing
Clang,
against each
clang,
other for no
clang,
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clang, clang.
And then Vidal's mate is gonna try and stab him. Oh. Yeah.
That's nice.
Meets with dwarven axe and finds it difficult between being thwanged in the leg by Robin's pan and this angry dwarf in front of him with a big axe. He's just not managing to make much ground.
I'm going to say over my shoulder as I block him with the axe haft, I'm going to say, Sigrun, I've just found number 3.
As his chieftain darts back again, the orc next to Dace thrusts in, trying to use the opening and managing to stick a sword kind of in your leg at the side.
Wow.
Dace is really taking a
good job. It's only 3 damage.
Good God.
Yeah.
In the orc's defense, he is the one that chose to play a Dunedain, and that's like prime orc target material.
Yeah.
They were going to go
sure
for him
they just
first.
Instinctively get hatred.
Apparently. And they're much better swings against us, apparently.
The goblin archer, one of them's gonna try and get Giles at the back because the horse is near him. The horse, Longshanks, is there as well, and it's almost as if he's probably aiming for the horse, but the arrow comes straight towards you.
I will get in the way of the arrow. No shooting horses or ponies is just wrong.
You're gonna borrow me an arrow for a horse.
Yeah, if I have to.
Ooh, I got a rather wonderful Sauron.
Well, bollocks.
Oh.
Protection
It
test.
takes 6 damage and a protection test.
Yeah.
It's,
Look at that.
yeah.
Nice.
That is a good roll.
You blocked it with your face.
Fuck off the horses.
It seemed like it was going to dig into your shoulder,
Goblin
but
bastards.
it sort of you twisted at the last moment and it just cuts into you.
Ow.
Hurts like anything. Yeah, and the last one's going to go for Sigrund, as they are now engaged in epic archery battle. And the orcs are doing quite well.
That's smarts.
Arrow comes whistling out just as you're standing up from kneeling, looking down at this orc sprawled in front of you.
Where does damage get applied to? Endurance.
Endurance, yeah. Thus making everything heavier.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Weary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can cast off a helmet, throw
that's
off
true.
a shield.
I've got my helmet. I can ditch my helmet.
Which I really like as a mechanic.
Yeah. I'll be coming probably after next round. I'll be there with you because I'm pretty close to my load at this point after getting stabbed 3 times.
Ditto.
But when I take off my helmet, I have to shake my hair out because it's Lord of the Rings. Have a Timotei moment.
So I'm going to stay in forward stance.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is anyone changing stance at this point?
Can I go?
I have to stay in a rearward stance to use the bow, don't I?
Yes.
Can you put me in forward stance, please?
Yes,
I want to crack this fellow on the head.
This is where you get to catch up, because I can kill them all at range, but I have to go last in close combat, so... Get your numbers up.
Yep. Okay then. So Aaron is up first.
All right, so Dace bellows again at this orc chieftain. It's time to die, orc. Once again, using a point of hope and his distinct feature of bold to try to put this thing down.
Whoa!
Have you actually rolled an attack less
How
than
many
30?
dice? How many dice is that? That was crazy.
I've got sword skill of 4, so
Yeah.
I mean I hit pretty hard.
Okay. That's...
So he takes another 12
Once again, I
points of
forgot
damage.
to make it ill-favoured. Although, to be honest, I think you rolled a 3 for your feet dice, so it wasn't really going to get much worse. Wow, 12 damage, yeah. Tell me what happens.
So he grabs a hold of the front of the orc's armor and yanks him down, and with a reverse grip of his longsword, just drives it down between his neck and his collarbone, twists to open the arteries and pulls it back up, and then kicks him back with one boot.
The other orc next to you screeches in horror.
I just look at him. You're next.
Okay, Vidar, you're up next.
Great move there, Dace. Right, come
Thank
here,
you,
number
Master
3. And I'm going to whack him with my axe. I'm going to use a point of hope. And I'm going to... I'm not going to let any orc show me how to do hand-to-hand combat. Pridefully grumble at him whilst doing it. So I'm now on 8 hope. And let's go to my long-hafted axe. Oh, need to select a target that's not dead. There we go.
Those wacky traditions.
It's hope, and it's inspired.
The orc's already dead, Vidar.
Only counts as one.
Oh!
I got. Oh,
You did the thing again.
This.
You
Did
can
what
add
thing
his strength twice to the damage, I
No,
guess.
I've just haven't clicked the mighty,
Oh, there you go.
the hefty blow.
Hey!
Ooh,
He's
nice.
going to feel that.
Yeah, that's,
Can I?
that's the-
Can I?
another one you can tell me about.
Can I swing the axe up? Like,
Yeah.
and like hit him into a nearby tree.
He sort of falls down the ford into the brune, and you never see him again. His
like
corpse
a
is drifting
swing.
off.
3.
Basically, that bit in the film where Aragorn and the orc fall off of that, it's like that, but just the
without
orc.
you falling.
Yeah.
When I've done that, can I turn and like growl at the 2 goblin archers to try and go like, you know,
You
like,
can,
try.
but you'll have to wait until your
Yeah,
next turn
sure,
to
sure.
use it, is it? They look quite scared now. Roger. Well, Robin Barrett. There's not really much around him. But you can try and charge in somewhere
Well,
else.
seeing as that orc in front of Giles is not paying any attention to me, can I kind of sneak up behind him and then bash him round the back of the noggin?
You can, there's going to be a normal attack.
Oh. So
Yeah.
I'm going to use a point of hope using my burglar thing because he's not paying attention to me and try and
you
crack him round the
Count
noggin.
as inspired as suddenly a hobbit appears behind him with a pad.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
How do I take damage onto that? Because I did actually roll it on my
I'd like to point out you rolled a 20 with a Sauron.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty
so
good.
How do you apply damage? I've never done this before.
It should actually. There should be.
Click on
It
the-
should
Should
pop
be a
up.
submit
you should
button
have-
there to do damage.
Oh, I might have just.
And
closed
it
by
should
accident.
give you a bunch of options.
Just
I
like
think
his-
I closed that by accident.
Okay then. So I'm
You got
gonna
2
assume,
6s.
yeah, your 2 6s. Being that your feat dice was 0, you can
I
only
will put
really
it-
spend them for heavy blow.
I'll
So
put
you
it
can
all into
add your
damage.
strength twice.
So it's a total of 12 damage.
Yeah.
Get off him, you devil! Bong!
Looking quite badly wounded as you crack him across the skull. Sort of orc blood cakes the back of his neck, and he's
Thank you,
looking
Master
dazed
Burrows.
at Giles.
Much appreciated.
I was going to
Giles.
interfere there, but I won't now. You've got that.
Or I think I might try and just pop him also on the noggin and get this over with.
Enough of this now, orcs. Dunk.
No,
Oh, you got a
Yeah.
reroll?
no, I don't.
Yeah, you
How
do.
many have you used? You've been given at
One.
least 2.
No, I. There you go.
The orc, as you're swinging at him and the orc is stunned, it leans in towards you, sort of grabbing hold of you, and you can't quite swing your axe around at him.
Oh, you rolled less dice that second time.
I
for
know.
some reason.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I pressed the same button.
Did you spend a
No, you
point
didn't.
of
You
hope
did
before?
axes the first time, and keen
Ah,
long
yeah.
half did axes.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there we go then.
Roll it a third time because you rolled it wrong the first time. Almost there.
No,
Nah,
not good.
yeah. You're sort of. It's leaning in on you now, kind of stunned.
Does
and
outnumbering
can't
work?
get your axe around. It does
There's no
nothing.
rule.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't matter if you're outnumbered either, which will
Okay.
happen a lot more often
Yeah.
when 100 orcs attack you.
It only affects whether or not a person can be in rearward stance. If you're outnumbered 2 to 1, you can't be in rearward stance. But we weren't, since we killed a couple in the beginning.
Oh, decisions. I think it might be time to have a word with this black Numenorian. I know it's going to lower my count because he's going to be tastier than the others, but I also don't want him to run away.
Depends.
So
Can you roll 400 damage? In one?
yeah, how hard could it be?
Probably.
Still only counts as 1.
Yeah.
You know what? I am going to proudly stand up tall, eyeball this geezer right in the face, spend a point of hope, tell him who I am, and then I'm going to shoot him. I am going to target yon Black Rider. I'm Sigrun, granddaughter of Bard the Dragon Slayer. Your day has come, Black Numenorian. And he's getting it, sunshine. Kablamo.
Oh, that is nice.
And the arrow darts out, crashes into
Tough
his
if that
armor,
only does 4 points of damage. Bloody hell.
Was that his
and he
parry?
sort of just looks at you, looks at all the orcs already laying dead, looks behind him at a lack of orcs, and draws his sword out and gallops his horse towards you. But that'll be for next turn. Well, you could go first.
Can I wrestle a horse on the way and then you get to fight him on foot?
He's gonna move in with basically the horse equivalent of Great Leap. And I changed your stance rather than targeting you. And his long sword lashes out as he goes past.
Gandalf room.
Gandalf.
Ooh, thank God. He's got our
somehow, something draws his attention away at the last moment as the swing sort of misses and his eyes dart about. He rides past and starts wheeling his horse around to come back at you and says, "Dale will burn." But, you got off quite easily. The orc on Giles is still kind of hazy, but still committed to... Oh, sorry. I hit the wrong person there. Still committed to what he's meant to be doing, and comes slashing in at you with his scimitar that works a little bit better than your axe as you're sort of leaned in against each other, and it just cuts into your side. Dace, the last orc, fearfully waves the scimitar. Oh, I've done it again. At you.
Nice. I finally got missed by somebody.
But yeah, his fear has overtaken him now, and he misses. A goblin arrow is going to come for Vidar, though.
Nice. Another Gandalf.
Gandalf. I've just, like, if I were playing, I would never roll this many Gandalfs. Yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Yep. I think that was it. Then it's back round to you lot.
All right, I'll stay in a forward stance.
Yeah, me too.
Have
you guys got that orc covered at the back there?
Ryder is moving on you now. He's like getting involved in the fight, and he's probably gonna move towards Giles and Robin and the horses.
So I can see him there, can't I? So I will. Can I? Oh, I can't get on the other side of him though, can I? Can I get on the other side of that orc?
Yeah. You're not currently engaged with anyone. You can sort of. It's a sort of big flowing freeform battle, so you can.
So I can
move in. Yeah. You could sort of skirt in between the.
Okay.
Under the
or can
horse.
bring your axe up. If you want to say you're engaging him, then I'll put him there. Do you want to say
do I need to kill the one that's fighting Giles, or has Robin and Giles got that covered?
Giles does not have that covered.
As I come through, I'm gonna go, Mr. Burrows, have you got him covered?
Oh, I dare!
Okay, won't go down.
You can't really do your sneaky thing again, can you, Rog?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm just clinging to his back, hitting him with a flying.
I'm gonna have to kill that orc.
The good news is you'll be there to soak up the hit from that Black Rider.
Then I can get
Anyone
on
want to change
Longshanks.
stances?
I'm not engaging the Black Rider yet. Put him back.
No, he
to
can engage you.
Yeah, he's just coming for.
He knows that the dwarf's serious business, you see. So
Yeah.
hey, we've got
What,
a raid
raid?
from the Red Silks.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you for raiding. We're playing the One Ring, and the company of Vidar Onewarg is currently engaged in their final battle.
So Dace is staying in his forward stance, and he looks back at this orc that didn't run when he should have run, and he says, "You should have run," and will once again boldly strike out at this this orc. Oh, Let me target this guy. And he will swing away.
Oh, look at all those dice.
It's just it's just mean.
He does 12
beautiful.
points of damage to that orc.
I'm pretty sure the horrific way in which you slaughter orcs should count as a misdeed. Yeah.
He's not doing it
Tell
out
me
of
what
malice.
happens.
He's doing it out of
I
talent.
know. So, yeah.
So he feints, he comes in, and he just drives the longsword up behind the guy's ribs into his heart, and then pops it so he basically bursts the rib cage out, turning and looking at the Black Rider and says, "You're next."
Is the orc I'm fighting tougher than that one? Because I also did 12 and he survived.
There are different types of orcs engaged. There's
I
orc
was so close to
soldiers,
getting
goblin archers, orc guards, the orc chieftain.
I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so after that, it's Vidar.
I'll turn to the rider and I'll say, "Hold your horses, I'll be with you in a minute." And I turn around and crack the orc. I'll go, "Doc," to Mr. Burrows as I do it. So let's target that boy. I'm going to use a point of hope just to make sure.
It's the great hope burn, this battle, isn't
It is
it?
the great hope burn. Yep. So long-hafted axe, hope, inspired, roll. Oh, that's a hit. It's not a super hit, but it's a hit.
He's already been hit.
No.
He's already been hit quite hard.
He's after being bashed over the skull by a frying pan, the axe blow is just too much for him.
Can I chop his
go
head
ahead.
off and the head land in the frying pan?
if
No,
you
wrong
want.
end. The frying pan's facing the other way. Don't want to get no orc in my pan.
It it goes flying off
4.
into the ford of Brunnen and also lost for all time.
Must
Then Robin's up next.
So can you target horses?
You're just sort of taking on you can't kill the horse from under him.
I really don't want to engage now.
You could charge one of the goblin archers. They're close.
Keep them busy.
Why not?
Or you could go
Just
for
turn
it
around at
and
the
just
end and there's a hobbit full of
whack him.
arrows at the back at the back of the field.
Someone needed to borrow me.
Right, I will charge that one.
Okay, yeah. Whack him with your pan.
I will certainly try. Oh, that's a definite no. I'm
Do a
gonna
re-roll on that. You got enough dice to.
And yeah, the pan comes in, but
Yeah.
There you go.
swings,
Oh,
ducks under it, and then sort of stands up and laughs in your face. as
Serving
the
tray
pan-
held high as I
the-
run in.
The backswing cracks him along the skull,
Serving tray.
and much like the previous orc, he looks very wounded as side of his face is flattened
Flat.
in. But it's
Probably
like,
surprised.
Oh, what was that?
yeah, Giles,
Right.
you're up.
Can I get on this
Remember,
here long
you
shanks
yeah,
and
I was going to
bugger
say.
off?
Remember, you can also do battlefield maneuvers, so you could say
Take
like
Jeffrey with you.
in
Yeah.
this case,
I'm running.
Ride, Giles, ride.
Yeah,
Get across that
Right.
ford.
athletics,
I've got a horse. Does that help?
Travel.
travel. Yeah, travel would probably be fair as well.
The elves shoot you down as you cross the river.
I'll take. I will. Thanks. In that case, I will use a point of hope and my distinctive feature of folklore, where I know many things about many different places, especially elves. So I know the words for "Don't shoot me! I'm not an orc."
Okay, yeah. Roll it. We'll find out if they hear you.
That's good. Let's do that. Be nice if I had a decent roll for a change. I'll do.
Success.
You hear the faintest noise across the ford as you move across it, and the water almost seems to slightly part for you. It lowers even more than it was, and your horse gallops. Well, Sigrun's horse gallops across, carrying you to the other side.
Come on, Daphne.
Apparently.
Sigrun, you're up.
Ding ding. Right, I am going to shift my target to this chap over here, the remaining goblin archer, because I think Dace and Vidar can have a go on the Black Rider before I finish him off. Yeah. And I'm going to
kill Steve.
Before you joust.
I mean, I need to select a token in the combat tracker. I did select a token in the combat tracker. There's me. I'm not shooting me, I'm shooting him.
If you select his token and press T, it'll target him.
It just untargeted him when I did that. I already had him targeted.
Ah.
Come on. It does not want to let me shoot that goblin.
I think that goblin is actually dead, because I can't see him on the combat tracker either. Or he's not in the combat. He is now. There you go. Try him now.
No, he switched to that.
Somehow
he fell off the combat tracker. He's trying to run away because he's a big scaredy cat.
Yeah. All right.
But I don't want him to be bothering my friends while they're busy. So he can have a heavy blow.
Nice.
He can have 10 damage. I shoot an arrow and I bounce it off the pan. As it comes up from the backswing, I'll bounce my arrow off the pan to turn it round a corner right into the goblin archer's face.
Hey, watch the cookware.
And he goes down, squawking, as this arrow's caught between his face and his neck, and there's orc blood everywhere and stuff like that. The Giles at the other end, you hear like a soft whistle as something passes by your ear. But at the same moment, the Dark Rider slashes out at Vidar as he approaches, and almost tempted to cross the ford, but just sort of pulls short.
Go ahead, you bastard.
Realizing that it's probably not a great move.
What's your problem? Afraid of a little water?
Another Gandalf.
Rolling fantastic dice. The endless Gandalfs.
I'll mutter a word to Gandalf later.
Then after that, an arrow comes whistling out and cracks into the side of his shoulder, and his sword arm kind of slumps. The last goblin archer is already squealing, looking around anyway. And he sets his feet to the horse and, his spurs to the horse, and it gallops away.
Can we get a couple of shots in as he runs?
You can.
Go on, let me take a pot shot.
that goblin archer as he runs away.
Oh.
The goblin, yeah, sure. Go
you
on.
pop the goblin archer. Go on.
Bloody hell, scaring him off. We were just about to hack his legs out.
There's me trying to get everything done on time, and
Seeing
you're
as
more
he's now
interested
got
in just shooting at people running away.
Seeing as he's now got his
Don't like
back to me,
people
can I
running
use
away.
keen-eyed to hit him in a weak spot?
Yeah. If
Why
you
not?
spend a point of hope, you get
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see if I can do something that contributes.
You've done lots.
I'll say Sigrund and Robin,
Oh.
you can both roll at the same time so that we can get through this
Okay.
bit. Because I know there's several people on timers, and
Oh. It's not letting me actually attack him.
Yeah, it's not letting me attack either.
Because the combat's over.
yeah, the combat's over. Sorry. Just roll, and we'll see what happens.
I have to go from the.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, Sigrund, your arrow reaches him just under where the elven arrow hit him, and like the
8
sword
damage.
drops from his hands and lays there in the ground as bleeding he gallops away into the mist. And yeah, Robin fires a shot.
No. I'm smacking.
Panning that
pans.
goblin as he turns
Yeah,
to run.
just cracks the goblin as it tries to run away, and it slumps down and doesn't get back up.
Hey, I got one. You see that? That one was mine.
And then we'll go back to here as two elves appear at the other side of the ford where Giles is and escort you all to Rivendell.
No.
We pick up the Dark Rider's sword in like a cloth or something to
You
take as well.
can, yeah.
Not going to touch it, but wrap it in a cloth.
It's kind of reminiscent of the swords that you found down in the barrows. Not pitted, it's well maintained, but there's an ill feel to it.
But we
However,
need
it
to
looks
show it
like
to Elrond.
like the craft of that you would find amongst the people of
Did we
Gondor.
Be
or
bringing such
the
a dark
Dunedain,
thing
or-
into the heart of Rivendell?
It's important that they see the level of the threat.
Alright.
Aye, and we would not want to leave it lying around.
Oh no, I wasn't suggesting that. I was just there was talk before of dark things draw other dark things, and Rivendell has long stayed hidden. So, just wondering. I'm just going
Wait,
to deliver a letter. I don't care. I'm very tired now.
Yeah, you're brought across the bridge and led up the road to the last homely house, and
Nice.
sat in a chair. You see an elf who looks both fair of feature but also massively old. His eyes seem to have an aged wisdom to them, and he looks down at you and asks, I heard that you might be arriving, but do you know why the orcs were pursuing you?
We do, Lord. We've brought a message for you from the Dunedain. Master Butterbur, do you have the
Hello.
letter?
I do, yes. You just need to sign here, please.
His assistant will sign.
Let me just
as
make
you
a
hand
drawing
it-
of him taking it in.
Elrond,
And this package as well.
sort of, yeah, scans it and says it mentions a package as well.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes.
Pull it out of the saddlebags.
No.
Give it to
Princess has
Giles.
got that. There
And
it
as
is.
he slowly unwraps it in front of you, and his eyes widen whilst he's reading, the letter. It appears to be a dagger or a knife of some kind, broken into 3 pieces. And he looks at it curiously and looks at you. And then I think, because of the time situation, we'll probably have to do the actual council, the final council and the fellowship phase another time. But you have reached Rivendell safely and delivered your package to Elrond.
Right.
High fives and elf wine all round.
Invites you to take rest there in Imladris and says, I hope you can give me a couple of days to study this, and then I think we should discuss the matters in more detail.
Right.
That's where we'll leave the fellowship for now. Thank you, everyone, for playing and surviving and doing such a great job as well.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Rose.
And thank you, everyone at home, for watching, and everyone watching this back at YouTube, everyone on Twitch.
For all of the rerolls, thank you so much.
Yeah,
yes,
endless rerolls. And whoever cursed me to roll endless Gandalfs.
Yes, thank you for that.
Extra thanks to them.
Very much.
I appreciate it, yes.
For that.
Anyway, yeah. Great job is all I can say. No one even got wounded, I think, in the end.
No.
Oh.
I didn't even get weary, but it was close.
It was close.
Seriously chewed, but not wounded.
Yeah, but now you can all rest up. Yes.
Hooray.
So I will leave explaining what's on Garblag to smarter people than myself who know what's on Garblag for the rest of the coming week.
Well, we're all over the place for the next couple of weeks.
Come on, Garblag Prime.
Hello, yes. What do we have going on?
Coming up on Garblag in the next couple of weeks, we've got
Tonight is Starfinder.
Today is Starfinder. Then tomorrow we've got The Enemy Within.
Yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Yep.
Then next week we're starting Coriolis on the 12th.
Yeah.
We've got Wrath and Glory, the Bellerophon Index, our Warhammer 40k adventure on the 13th. We will hopefully be starting a Cyberpunk Red game next Thursday, as long as we can corral the Dan and put him in his place and make him do the thing. And then Acton Cthulhu is the next week.
Correct.
North America game. And then
Monster of the Week? Or is
April
it Star
15th
Wars?
is Monster of the Week, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, because Star Wars is on the 22nd.
Okay, cool. Yes. I knew they were both coming. Cool. Excellent.
Sounds like a great lineup. So there you go. We'll see you all then, hopefully. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Join us on Twitch. Join us on YouTube. Come and
Yeah, if
see
you
us
don't
on
like
Discord.
and subscribe, then Lewis has to spend another 2 weeks in the ISO cube.
Yeah. Again. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to my wonderful players, and good night from us.
Good night.
Bye-bye.